The tale of Osama the monster crocodile is so gruesome that it's almost hard to believe. But what is even more shocking is that Osama the crocodile is real and not some fantasy. The crocodile, which measured about 16.4 feet, terrorized the people of Uganda for 14 awful years. Discover how a monster crocodile ate 83 people and why villagers let him live. Welcome to Animal Attack Files. Subscribe and let's dive in. Named after the infamous terrorist Osama bin Laden, Osama the crocodile is a man-eating crocodile who developed a taste for human flesh. Consequently, he terrorized the people of Uganda who lived around Lake Victoria, his habitat. In his years of terror, he ate a total of 83 people. This crocodile has no sense of human morality, nor is it a picky eater at all. Whether it is a child or an old man, as long as there is an opportunity, he will not let go. Osama didn't discriminate. He ate old and young people, be it a small helpless child fetching water from the lake or an elderly fisherman trying to earn a living. According to News 18, Osama was a monster in size and actions, which makes it easy to understand why his reign of terror went on for so long. As time went on, Osama began to attack fishermen in their boats. He would sneak underneath them, capsize their boats, and then eat them. This behavior is highly uncommon for crocodiles, but Osama did it anyway. In the end, he wiped out 10% of the entire village's population. Osama caught his victims in different scenarios, such as carrying away the children from the shore while they were filling their water buckets. Sometimes it would swim below the fishing boats and capsize them before eating the passengers. There were occasions when it would dive right inside the wooden boats. In an interview with the Sydney Morning Herald, a survivor, Paul, revealed what happened during Osama's attack. He said that the crocodile jumped into the boat and abducted his brother. Paul was fishing while his brother was rowing in the rear. He said that the crocodile dove vertically into the water and submerged the boat's back. This was the time when it grabbed his brother's leg in an attempt to drag him under. After about 5 minutes of fighting, his brother clung to the boat. Paul heard tearing sounds. He heard his brother yelling that Osama had broken his leg. His brother lost control and fell into the lake. His brother did not survive. According to an article published on History's website, crocodiles were 100 times deadlier than a shark. It could crush a victim with a force of 3,700 pounds per square inch. The same article advised people living in areas with saltwater crocodiles because they are giant and deadly. In 2005, 14 years after Osama began his terror reign, the villagers decided that they had had enough. If you're wondering why it took them so long, it's worth noting that the villagers believed that Osama was possessed by the devil, since he didn't behave like typical crocodiles and was bloodthirsty. However, according to Opindia, 50 men finally came together to plan Osama's end. Of course, confronting him on the water was out of the option. So the villagers decided to draw him out instead. They deliberated on the best spot to draw Osama out. According to the Sydney Morning Herald, among the 50 men that were present was a man named Yazid Crocodile. Yazid, like everyone else, had personal grief with the crocodile, but he ran a bit deeper. Yazid had come face to face with Osama 9 times and had survived each time. If this seems unbelievable to you, it's understandable. The villagers thought it was suspicious too, and soon a rumor started. The tale was told that Yazid had entered into some sort of covenant or deal with the beast whom the devil possessed. Consequently, he was shunned by the community. Soon the villagers concluded that they would lay their trap at a spot known as the butchery. It was Osama's favourite spot to hide and lie in waiting for victims. They decided on a pair of cow's lungs for bait and all that was left for the trap. Of course, they couldn't use just any trap. They needed to capture and immobilize him so they could safely kill him. They decided on a trap made of strong copper and finally they were ready. The villagers set the trap and lay in wait, and not long after, Osama appeared. He moved confidently to the cow's lungs and clamped it with his massive jaws. But instead of enjoying a tasty meal, he found himself strung up to the tree by his teeth, which were caught painfully in the copper trap. He wriggled and thrashed against it, but the trap was designed to get tighter upon struggle. The villagers were thrilled and excited, but their job was far from over. They strapped Osama with ropes and began to pull. The destination, Uganda Crocs Limited, which they had picked as the best place to kill the crocodile. It took them 7 days and nights. Yazid and the men pulled as though their lives depended on it, and it did. Luckily, they were successful. Osama was dragged successfully to Uganda Crocs Limited, and the men prepared to kill him. Then they were instructed by the authorities not to harm the crocodile. The authorities decided to keep Osama in captivity and use him as breeding stock in the hope that he would father a crocodile of his massive size. Consequently, he was handed over to Uganda Crocs Limited as they had the facilities to secure him. The wildlife officials state that it is disgraceful that Osama is being used for breeding in captivity, but the locals do not agree. In their opinion, he got off lightly as they would have loved to avenge the death of their people. According to the authorities, despite his crimes, Osama still had rights. In their words, he cannot be killed with impunity. The brave villagers decided to abide by the laws, and so they let Osama live. Osama was stopped from eating human meat and switched to a diet of chicken. There have been no reports about the death of Osama the crocodile. However, this doesn't guarantee that he is alive.
Fantastic!
Uganda Crocs Limited usually breeds and then kills crocodiles for their skins. Understandably, little to no news has been released about Osama since he was captured. And though we suspect he is alive, the monster crocodile isn't a loved creature that people would like to remember. Without a doubt, the people of the village still suffer the aftermath of his attacks. As we wrap up this remarkable story, remember that the natural world is full of incredible creatures, each with its own unique story. Osama is just one example of the mysteries and wonders of the animal kingdom. Thank you for watching. Follow for more.